click on that. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Basically what I did today was I set up this Google Keep, and I'm going to share my screen here with you really quickly so you can see it. And what that does here, it shows you, oh, I got a couple other ones coming on. Okay, so it shows you the Google Keep note that I just sent out to you guys. So you should be able to see that as well. So here we have the PDA. What we're first, Google Keep is just keep.google.com, and I know that many of you may not have heard about that, but it's just an easy way. If you kept sticky notes up on your desk to do it, but you can share these notes out with everybody. So it is a really nice way to kind of keep checklists and different things going on. One of our building coaches actually just did a video, these Chrome add-ons. So there's like 3 different add-ons that you can take a look at. There is no sound to this at all, but it is a 2.5-minute video if you want to take a look at that and see how everything is going. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this YouTube, creating your channels and your playlists. So as we go through this, what I want to do is I want to show you how to get onto your YouTube. So once you get onto your YouTube account through your My Unit 5, so right up here, this should basically be your My Unit 5 account. So if it's not, you want to make sure that you log out and you log in with your My Unit 5 account. Now, once you do that, you're going to see a couple different things on here. When you're in YouTube and you see your My Unit 5 account there, you're also going to get Creator Studio, which is something that we'll talk about just a little bit later. I don't want to jump right into that yet. So with this screen here, you're going to see the picture if you have one for yours. You can add channel art. You can give it a channel description. You can create playlists and everything else. To get over there and see everything, you're going to need to click on these 3 little lines here to get to your menu. So if I click home, this is just going to basically give me the home screen, what's home, what's new on YouTube, trending, any subscriptions I have, those types of things. If I click on that menu option again, I get to go in to my channel. That my channel is where my videos, my playlists, my subscriptions are going to be. So when I do this, I can see I have created a playlist, museums online. I have subscriptions for all of these different things. I have a saved playlist, which is my land school tutorials. So there's a lot of things that you can definitely do here. If I want to add a subscription, it's easy to find the subscriptions. Just go out and you look. If it's somebody that you're looking for or you have use many of their videos, you may want to just add the subscription. This way, what you can do is you'll get the updates all the time, which is nice. And so when you go into your YouTube account, you can just click on that subscription and look at any of the new videos there. History is basically the history of what you've done in YouTube, and then your watch later if you want to watch it later. Now, in the library, when I click on the actual library link, it is going to take me here to the libraries. And this is where I can actually create a new playlist. So when I create a new playlist here, I can set that playlist up to any topic I want, hit create, make it public, unlisted, private, whatever you want. and create. You can pull in any video links that you want, and you can add them then to that playlist based on that topic that you have. It's very nice. It keeps everything nice and organized then, so you don't have to worry about finding it later or what was that link. You just add it to your playlist. So that is actually the best thing. The subscriptions, whenever I go into any one of these, the National Geographic or whatever, I'm going to have a subscription here. And when I do that, it's going to say here I can unsubscribe or subscribe. I'm already subscribed here, so I can go in to look in any of these National Geographic videos. I can see what is new, that kind of thing. Here's the videos, playlists, channels, all of that stuff I can go in. So I am in National Geographic and I can kind of play around with what they have in their channel, because this is actually their channel now that I'm in, and I can actually play around with it. So that is really, these three things in the YouTube are big ones. Your channel, creating it so that you can set everything up, having your subscriptions there, creating playlists so you have your playlist that you can add to, and then adding subscriptions to people that you are really looking at wanting to hang out with or wanting to watch the videos with. So it's actually really nice. All right, so let's go back to our Google Keep. So that is your playlist, your channels, YouTubes, we have that. So that is taken care of. We can create playlists, subscriptions. Now, once we have playlists in there, we can use Edpuzzle and YouTube and finding and using, manipulating them. If you notice on this one, when you watch this Chrome add-ons, she has text coming up and different things. It's a way that you can definitely do that if you want to kind of play around with different videos. Oops, I didn't want to take that off. Now, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go into our, let me go into the actual presentation. So if you're just joining us, we have the modeling. Then what we have is getting started here. Let me go back into my other screen, sorry. Okay, there we go. So here is the CMS PDA, remember, is the enrollment code to get in there, and CMS is being updated. And we just had some hiccups. Their server's getting old, so it needs to be redone. We have our targets. We're going to do the unit. We talked about the step one in the planning. We actually kind of mapped it out, and this is our mapping, how we want it to look. And then what you were doing on last Wednesday was you were actually gathering the artifacts, and that takes a lot of time. So like I said on our Google Classroom assignment, as I go through here, and I set with the next unit of study, the planning sheet, it's really kind of organizing the planning sheet based on what it is you are wanting to achieve. So having those standards in there, having those targets defined. These, put as many standards as you can in there, and then we can filter them out. It's better to have too many and take some away than to have not enough and feel like, okay, are we hitting everything? Everything that you want the kids to do, and I can define diagram. Stay away from the words understand. I can understand. If you want them to understand, tell them to compare and contrast so that you get that they understand. Have them do something. Understanding is actually too vague. Putting it in there, the actual plan of how you do this. We just did this on a smart board, and we screenshotted it and then put it into our plan sheet, so we knew this is going to be the static part of your planning. So these are the four battles that we had. It could be your main topics, and then getting into each one of those topics for what you have planned. This part of it, the outline part of it, the meat of the lessons should be fluid. It's not going to be the same for every single battle or every single topic that you have over here, because you may not be able to find the same things in each one of these. So that's the biggest thing, making sure that the targets hit here all the time, and looking for that formative assessment. That FA is a formative assessment. How are you going to assess these? Are you going to assess them with the videos each time? Are you going to actually do a written formative assessment, an objective formative assessment? So a lot of those things can be done that way. And then actually getting started here. We talked a lot about the thing link, and we're going to use that with this particular project, but there's also some others out there like Symbaloo. If you have a lot of different resources that you want to use, or it's a big unit, then that actually might be your product of choice, and it's all web-based, so there's nothing to download. Using PicMonkey to actually create the collage, and as I click on this, I can see what I had the teachers do. So I said, okay, here are our battles. The battles, she's put the pictures in there of each one of the battles. And now basically we're going to use tags to link it out so that we have our next little picture collage, so that the kids understand what they're doing and they're discovering, and what do we want them to learn in each one of these different exercises and resources. And it's really just figuring out what you want to have them do, and then getting it done. A lot of organization here. So that is the painstakingly part. And then the artifacts, all of them, using them and or creating them. So that's the biggest thing. So we've gone in and we've talked about how to organize it on your YouTube account. So you have your YouTube, setting up your playlists, adding subscriptions to specific people that you are very interested, or you see a lot of videos from them, or use a lot of videos from them. Subscribe to that channel. Then we also want to do that in our Google Drive as well. So when I look at this, I've got this in my starred. So we have Grease Battles here, and that is shared. We go into that. She's got the thing link pics. So here's the pics for the thing link. We've got everything on there. We go back to it. We've got Greek Battle full videos. These are things that she's either downloaded or captured or had. So we have those. We've got PowerPoints that have been changed into Google Slides. We've got PDFs, and we've got the actual planning sheet. And so as you can see, the organization doesn't just come from the online side, it comes from here as well. So going into each one of these artifacts and saying, is this worth keeping, is the biggest thing that you're going to have here, because it really is difficult to say to a resource that you've used over and over again that it no longer meets the targets of what I'm trying to achieve. Even though it's a really good exercise, I have to get rid of it. And that's where I see a lot of, basically you're kind of pulling at the heartstrings saying, oh, but it's a really good activity, but it doesn't meet the target. So that's when you kind of have to cut the cord and say, all right, I got to get rid of it and bring something new in. Okay, so that brings us to, let's go back to our Google Keep. Using the videos that we found and created on our YouTube playlist to Edpuzzle and different other resources that you can use. So the first one that we're going to go into Edpuzzle. This is wonderful because you can sign in with your My Unit 5, and when you do that, it actually sets up all of your Google Classroom classes with it. So I'm just going to log in, and you'll do the same thing. So notice I just used my Google Plus. Here it is. And now I'm in there. Okay. So here I have all of my classes here that I've added. I can import additional classes from Google Classroom, so I can actually insert our Tech PDA 2016 in there. I can do the travel class PE, that's a shared class with me. The social studies first hour is a shared class with me, so I can actually import that as well. So I can do a lot of these. I'm just going to do these two so you can actually see what's going on. So you will see that I have in social studies first hour, that is, since I am a teacher on that class, I can also get into that and see what is going on. And I have then the Tech PDA as well, so I can assign videos. Now, when you get into Edpuzzle, the first thing it's going to do is make you go through and try to start searching. And so that search is going to come up like this. Go ahead and put in a video in there. So if I wanted to search for a person's name or a video, then I could definitely do that. Math equations I can put in here. I can do, here we have what is an integer math equation. It's only 1 minute 45. Once I do that, I can click on it and I can see if I want to use it or not by simply watching the video. If I like it, I can click use it. And once I get into use it, here is where the fun begins. So the first is the crop it. So this is 1 minute 45, but I decide that I only want the 30 seconds right here in the very beginning of this. So I've got these 30 seconds. So here I want just this part of the video. And the reason I only want that, because this talks about the actual working the equation. I don't need all the beginning and intro stuff on it. So I've got that. The next thing I can do is I can add an audio track. So what that did when I moved from the crop to the audio track, it actually snipped my video down to actually the 30 seconds that I cropped it to. Now I can actually talk over the video audio that is currently there and put my own audio in there. So if I like the diagrams that are happening, or I like what's being shown, but I don't necessarily like the way it's being explained, I can audio over what is currently there to show them. So that's an option. The next one is audio notes. So at certain points in the presentation, you can slide it and click on the audio notes, allow, and now it is recording my voice. So as soon as I get to that certain point, it's going to stop the video and it's going to allow me to speak, and then it's going to start the video back up. So I can click stop, and then I can listen to it, I can remove it, and then I can move to the next one. So when the kids get here, they're actually the video is gonna stop and they're gonna listen to you speak, elaborate. If this is something, a history video or a hard concept, here is where you could stop it and really discuss this concept and to make them understand it a little bit more, and then move on. And you can do that as many times as you need to. So as soon as I click on it, I can stop it, I can move it all the way over, I can do it one more time, and I can stop it. And then at the end, sometimes even at the end, you may want to put a video note in there that tells them what to do next. Maybe to go to the 202 document in their Google Classroom and open that and answer questions on it, or write a small essay on what they learned about this integer video. So it could be anything. So at the end, they would have that as well. Now, the other thing you can do is you can click on the question part of it. Now, the question part of it, so now the question part of it, I'm going to bring this all the way back down, and I can start here by adding a question. So there's 3 types of questions that you have here. Type your open-ended question here. You have a multiple choice type of question. You have to tell it which one is the right answer, okay? And you can add answers, as many of them as you need. So if you want 4, 3, however many you need, and you can take away them if you need to as well. By just clicking the little button here, you can get rid of your answers. Or you could do basically a state a comment here. Type in your comment here, and you can save it. So you click on that, add one of those, and move to the next part. So if I add a comment here and save it, and then I move to the next part, I may have the video. I click here, I add the question, I put in the answer, and I save it, and I can do that as many times as I want to. Then I save the video. When I save the video, it will basically go into my content. So I can save it and then I finish, and it's going to ask me, do I want to save it to any one of these classes? I'm going to say later. Okay, so now when I go into actually my content, I have the video here, my content, here's the video, here's other ones. But you'll notice on the video, it has a scissors, audio, and questions. So when you're searching in Edpuzzle and you're searching for we've got Whiskey Rebellion here. So we have it. We can see, okay, this one has questions to it. This one's 8 minutes and 30 seconds. It doesn't have anything. This one is cropped and questions. So there's a lot of things that you can use and have it. If you are looking for, hey, I have a video and it's really good, you can search for a specific person too and see what they have done. So here I see Martha's got the election of 1800 on here. She's got President Jefferson, where she has clipped it. She's got audio, and she's got questions on this 1 minute 36 second video. So it gives you an idea of what you can do here. Over here on the side are where you can do all of them, okay? So you don't have to just search one of them. You can search them all. So click on any one of them, a crash course of any of these that you can do, and you can find any of the videos that you want there. And some of them, they'll have them, and some of them, they won't. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Now, when I get into this and I say, okay, I'm looking at this video, I want to play with it again. So I can click here. Let's go to, I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to edit this. So I can edit this. Or what I can do is I can click on assign and share. So as soon as I assign it, and I'm going to assign this one to you guys so you can see what it looks like. So here is the Tech PDA. I'm going to prevent you from skipping it, so you have to watch the whole thing. I'm going to give you a due date of next Wednesday, and so then I'm going to send it. Well, that sends it, remember, just to Edpuzzle. It's not posting it to Google Classroom, even though I'm connected to that class. So what I've got to do under here on my classes, notice I am in my technology PDA. I go right over here to where it says post, and it says post to Google Classroom. I click on that post. Oh, come on. There we go. and it's going to say copy of the battle marathon, awesome lesson video for you, and it's going to give you the direct link. I want to give you the same due date that I did in Edpuzzle on Google Classroom, and then I'm going to assign it. And when I view it and I come into Edpuzzle, to Google Classroom from Edpuzzle, I will be able to see that on my stream for you guys, and you guys should be able to see that on your stream. So there you have your Edpuzzle, and it can tell it exactly what to do. The nice thing about that is when you do it, you can go in and then look at the progress for each of the kids, and then you can actually see what questions they got and wrong and right, and then you can kind of take a look at them. Now, if they're open-ended questions, you'll have to go in and you'll have to see the progress, and you'll have to go in and actually grade them, because it won't grade it unless it's an actual multiple choice question. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second so we can get back to, so you can see me. Questions over Edpuzzle. I can't hear anybody, so I'm not sure. You can put your questions in the group chat, and so you can do that. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I see you guys now. All right. So that takes us back to, that takes us back to the Google Keep. So I'm going to share my screen with you one more time so that you can see what I see. Let me get that done, and that way we'll go back here. There we go. All right, so let's go back to Google Keep. So that is the Edpuzzle part of the Google Keep. Now, the nice thing is that when we do this and we get all this stuff in here, what I like to do is I like to put everything in my planning sheet, all the links, everything that I'm doing. So if I'm taking a YouTube link, I'm taking that link and I'm putting it in here. So let me go and show you what that looks like on a different level. So as this Tech Planning Early America one, this is one that we're almost at the end of this unit, and we've actually just started thinking about the next unit and planning this together. So those are some of the things that we're looking at. But if you take a look at some of these are the links of all of the classroom docs, everything that we're doing for each of the different areas. And we set this up so that if anything went away, if anything went away, we would be able to find that link. So if the thing link disappeared, we would still have all of the links that we put up there and what we did for each of it, even if that site ever disappeared. I don't see that it ever disappearing, but we have everything here. We also have it in a playlist over in our YouTube channel. So every single president over here has his name and a playlist and all the videos that have gone into that. And if it's an Edpuzzle, then we put it up here. We've got that link. So we can share the assignment, we can share out this, and then we can put that link into our playlist in our planning sheet. It's very nice to do all of that. And it helps keep you organized on what it is you did. Now, as we go through this, we also are looking, okay, do we want to, we did the survey, we did the blended classroom, we've got a couple different things here, and we just did this yesterday. So we put together this whole Thomas, was it Thomas? No, we didn't do Thomas Jefferson. We did, oh, maybe it was him. So we did a whole bunch of stuff on, oh, it was Madison we did yesterday. So we did a whole bunch of stuff on the presidents and looking at what did we have, what do we need, what are the most important targets for there. So we went through a whole bunch of stuff. And one of the things that we're going to do here is we have a graphic novel that talks about Madison, and it talks about the the War of 1812. And so we really want to have that graphic novel in there because it's something different for the kids to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to take pictures of it in the book because they're color, so we can use our iPads or iPhones to take nice pictures of that, and then we're going to narrate it and put it into a video. So there's a couple ways that you can do that as well. You can do a photo story, or you can use the actual YouTube video editor, which I'll show you here in just a second. But it's actually very cool to do, and then we can animate our voices over that as well. So there is a lot that happens after the artifacts. And that is basically organizing those artifacts and then deciding what you are going to use. So once you decide what you want to use, then it's like, okay, how am I going to use this? So I told you guys in your Google Classroom here. Yep, this is it. To use Vukaroo. It's just a simple tool. We've been using it a lot. We use it a lot in Spanish and French to have the kids get used to speaking the language, especially in those upper levels where they have to, when they're doing the AP exam and they have to really speak to us. That is something that you can do. The nice thing with Vukaroo is when it's done recording and you have that recording, you can share it, and or you can actually save it as an MP3 here. The other nice thing is you can actually get a QR code for that. When you get the QR code, you can actually save that as a picture and have the kids upload that to the Google Classroom. And I didn't have you do that because I wanted you to just get used to the technology. But a couple ways you could do that is, especially if you're doing literature, you're reading a passage and you really wanted them to explain what it meant to them in their own words, you can have them record it, and then you can have them create this QR code and then post those QR codes to Google Classroom. You have access to put them together in a document, print it out, cut them up, put them across around the room, and have them use then their readers on their phones to go through and listen to and maybe do some evaluation, peer evaluation on the different meanings. We were going to use this in the 7th grade in the classroom library for some of our more advanced students. They were going to do this for like book trailers and book talks about the book they were reading. So when you open up the front cover, it would actually have a QR code on it from another student who read the book and did a little book talk, like a little book trailer about how much they liked the book, some themes, maybe some main characters. So whatever they were studying at the time, they were going to focus on that and kind of drive the book trailer to be part of that kind of characteristics, whether that was the setting or it captured me with the character's depth and those types of things. So it's just a different way of using it. So you could do it, you could have the kids walk you through a dissection. You could have them walk you through anything and just explain things in their own words. It's really nice. Okay, so that kind of gives you the idea of the planning sheet and what you can do with the Vukuru. So we've gone through the YouTube channels, setting it up your channel, setting up your playlist, doing your subscriptions, talking about setting up all the links into your planning sheet as well, and getting those artifacts organized. So using it inside of the unit. So this is the actual unit. Notice each president has their own folder, and inside of that folder are all of the documents that we use for that particular president. So everything that we're doing here is going to show up in the folder and allow us then to go back and say, okay, this is what we did. So anything that we didn't use, we did not put in there. Okay, going back to Google Keep. So videos. Let's take a look at creating a video in YouTube with pictures. So like I said, they were going to do a caricature, or no, a graphic novel, sorry. A graphic novel. Well, to get to the actual Creator Studio, it's actually really easy. If you click on your name right over here in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see Creator Studio. And you have to be in YouTube. Notice my address is YouTube. So I'm going to go right to the Creator Studio. That Creator Studio then says, hey, what do you want to do? This is my dashboard. Okay, I have my video manager here if I want to look at that. I have some live streaming that is going to do that I have here. So this live stream right now will be in there when I create it. Or I can go to down here at the very bottom and I can click on create. And I've got an audio library, which is going to give me free music that I can definitely download. And it's always kind of a pain to say, okay, go find some good music. Well, if you use the YouTube video creator, the kids already have music that is free and available to them. You can change the genre here, which is really nice, okay? You can choose the mood, so it's inspirational, happy, calm, angry. The instrument, if you like specific types of instruments for your background music. Duration, however long you want it to be. And any attributions you can use. It's all licenses. That's like the common Creators Commons and that kind of thing. So you can search music and you can actually create your own favorites list, which is nothing. I don't have anything in my favorites. So ad supported music, which means that that is going to be music that has ads along with it. And you have sound effects as well. So there are different sites that have different sound effects that you can actually download the MP3, but this has sound effects that are already created that you can add in there. So that is your audio library. Now, to get into the video editor, this is what you're going to do. So with the video editor, you have video. So right here, I've got 2 JPEGs, and they are from the Ashfall PD that we did on January 30th. And so I have them, and what I did is I added pictures and I added music to this, so I can actually add video, and I can actually upload the video, or I can search for a video online if I already know what the video is, or have it linked, I can definitely find that link very easy from my playlist. I can give it a um, copyright if I want to. I can add pictures here if I want to. I can get more pictures from my computer. So I can upload pictures. If I wanted to upload any type of picture there, I can upload it and then I can just drag it to where I want. So I can add that. Once I get in there, I can adjust the length of each of one of these pictures. So if I want this to be 10 seconds long, I can definitely do that. And if I want these to be less, I can move them in. I can adjust brightness here, quick fixers. I can pan and zoom in. I can adjust autofix. Anytime I do that, it's going to give you this little like magic wand down here in the lower left-hand corner of this, so you'll be able to see it there. I can then exit out, and that brings me back to my main page, and I can have the music, and if I want to take this music out, and I can adjust this music so that it's longer here, and it goes all the way through, but I can put in different pieces of music that I want to. I can adjust the volume on that, and then going back in. Now on each one of these then, as I've added the music to it, I can also add transitions from one slide to the next. So it's very similar to Photo Story. So you can add a transition here, and when you add that transition, it goes in. You can also add text over the slide that you're looking at. Stop. So I want to be on this slide. I want to go to text, and I'm going to enable my text, and I can enter where I want it. So when I enter text here, I can preview effects side by side. Okay, so this is my text. It's at the bottom. I can choose to put it up at the top, and this is what it looks like. I can put it right in the center. I can choose the banner color. So I have it so it's color. I can change the height of it so it's a little bit smaller. I can change the opacity of it so it's a little bit darker. So, and you can change the font, obviously. So I can change the font, and I can bold and italicize, and I can go medium. I can go small if I want it on the small. I can change my text color, and I can align it in the center. So there's lots of things that you can definitely do with that. And now that you have that, when you play it and you go through this, you're going to see this is the text, and you can have it on there, which is really nice. So you can do that. When you finish with everything, you can actually create your video. So here's something you can do. When you go into your video, if you want to add your own audio to it, go into Vukaroo, add the audio, or say the audio for it. Sorry. And then save it as an MP3, upload it, and then you have audio for that. You can add that audio in there. So there's lots of things that you can do with this. It is fun. You're going to have to kind of play with it to really get the gist of it, but then you can save it. And this is my edited videos. I can say this is sample. I can put it under project. I can put it in a new project. I can call it this. I can say, okay, and now I can create the video. Notice, because it is online and it is YouTube, and YouTube is associated with Google, all changes are saved. Any changes that I make automatically get saved as soon as I'm done editing them. So you don't have to worry about hitting the save button all the time, which is fabulous. So going back to Google Keep, we have done YouTube videos, so you can manipulate them. The nice thing about this as well, let me just add this in here, is if you have a video in there and you trim it down, because you can trim the video down as well, but you can also then add pictures. So you can have a title page, a clip of a video, then you can have another title and another clip of a video. So you can do multiple videos at once in here, which is really nice. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen really quickly here and go back to you guys. And how are we doing? Everybody good? Let's see what the chat is. Can you guys see the group chat? Go back to joke crap. All right. With that, then, I know, don't I look beautiful today? Nice. The next thing on there, on our Google Keep, is going to be the Chrome add-ons. And really, what you can do, the Chrome add-ons, I'm just going to let you watch that. That's a 2-minute video that you can definitely take a look at and doing. If you go into my CMS, there's a lot more tools that are in there that we can definitely take a look at. If you have other things that you want to go over right now, please add them to that Google Keep checklist, and we'll definitely go over them. Otherwise, what I really want you to focus on today, and I'm going to share my screen again really quick, is I want you to really work on that organizational piece. That organizational piece that is here for each unit is so very important. Get it organized in your YouTube playlists, get it organized in your Google Drive, and then we can really start working on, after we've gathered all these things, which ones are the best resources that we are going to be able to use for the project that we're looking for. What do we want the kids to hit? Are we hitting those targets with these artifacts? And if we're not, then we need to get rid of them. So there's a couple things that you can do there. Once we get our artifacts and you've got them organized, the next thing I think that we'll do for the next time is we'll go through. I want to definitely show you guys come on. I want to show you what is it called? It's called and I can't remember. Let me find it really quick. I know I've got it on this computer. Come on. There we go. Snap and read. So if you haven't heard of that, I want you to look at that one, because that's great for kids with special needs, and we have those in all of our population. So we have that as well. I want to talk to you about how to use the Google Voice, because that is great for those kids that maybe struggle with writing. they can actually come in and use the Google Voice and actually narrate what they want and then just go back and edit, which is awesome for the language arts teachers, or if you have an upper level class at the high school where there is a lot of writing, that can be definitely something that they can do as well. We can talk about some of these add-ons like Draftback and some of the add-ons for Google, and if there's specific things that you want to know in each of the Google programs, we can definitely do that. I will keep trying to talk to you about each of the new exercises that I want you to think about. Before I sign off and let you guys go, I want to show you this one website that I came across yesterday and I fell in love with. It is actually called Wiser. So app Wiser Me. When I log in to this, I log in with my Google information, which is really nice because when come on, it'll actually connect me with my Google Classrooms, which is wonderful. Whenever you have a website that will actually connect with your Google Classrooms and you can send something directly to Classroom, I think it's a huge bonus. So right here is the Google Plus button, and I click on that. And I do believe I put this up on my technology resources page. So it's the very first one that I put up there. And there's another one up there for its Common Core Conversations. And there's a lot of information on the conversation, a lot of interactive activities that you can definitely do. So I created a worksheet yesterday, but there is some community worksheets out there. This isn't as populated as what Edpuzzle is, but it's actually pretty neat. So I'm going to go into my worksheets because I actually grabbed one yesterday and was playing around with it. So here we have the balance of power. So we're talking about this, and so I wanted to go in and just edit this. So what this does is it allows you to create worksheets that are really interactive with the kids. And so what I did is I saw this and I'm like, oh, that's cool, except for I would actually have the video, because this video was at the bottom of the worksheet and all the questions were at the top. And I thought, well, that's kind of odd. So when I went into this, I said, I want to move this. So it took me just a little while. I figured, okay, let's do this. I can click, I can change the card's position. So it changed it. I could put it wherever I wanted it. I could change the information for it. So there's the video that I could put in. Here are, this is just a standard statement, and then you have all the different questions that are here, which is nice. But I really like this for here. It's an open, you can do an open question, a multiple choice, you can add blanks, you can fill in on an image, which is really cool, especially if you have mapping stuff that you want to do, matching, and tables. You got text, images, videos that you can put in there, links, and you can embed, which is really cool because there's some things that, oh yeah, if you have to click out to the link, but you actually want it to come in. So these videos, this video that's in here is embedded into the worksheet, and therefore they can watch it and then go down and answer all of the questions. You can change all of the different color patterns that you have here. And this was actually one that I just found and I kind of played with and manipulated because I didn't want to have to create my own, but I wanted to see how it actually worked, which was nice. So then you can actually vote for what you want to come in. So I said collaboration audio, which would be awesome to have the kids do the audio, to do the drawing, the sorting, the ordering marker, and then the collaboration. I didn't really care too much about the social one, but I definitely wanted all of these. But it is something that we can definitely look at. Now, when you go here, you can assign to students. So what I did is look here, it gives you the share on Google Classroom. So if I clicked on this Google Classroom, I can actually choose which class to share it with, and I'm going to share it with you guys just so you have it. And I'm going to choose an action, and I'm going to actually create that assignment, and I'm going to go. And here I can give you the instructions. Watch the video, then answer the questions. Okay, I can give that due, so it gives it a due date of next Wednesday when we're back in class, and then I can assign it. So that actually comes up, and when you see it on yours, you're going to see that come through. On your stream, and it's going to say right here, Wiser Me, and it's going to give you the direct link to that, which is I thought was just really kind of awesome. So anytime I find anything that I can get interactive with the kids to using, and I can add more videos to this, I can add different pictures, I can do any of these things. But this was just a simple one that I found that I thought, wow, this is really cool. And so this was just an open question type of assignment. Then you can go in and assess the answers, and you can go in and grade them, and then it feeds it back to them so they can see what they have, and they log in just the same as you do with your the Google Plus account. So really, that's not much to it, and which I loved. I thought it was awesome. And I can give in some main feedback. So here, add general feedback down here. Great job. I think you missed one of the questions though. Make sure you proof your worksheet before submitting. And I did this, and then you send it to the student and it comes up on their stuff. So you save it, send it to the student, and it comes up on their stuff, and then they see it. Awesome. Can't beat it. So I have it in my Tech First class, and I have, that's just me in this test class that I use to test out all of this stuff. It's wonderful. Okay, so we've done a lot today. So let's just recap. Thank you for whoever is putting that app up there, the link. We went through YouTube. You created the channel. Remember, you have to log in with your My Unit 5. You can create your own playlist, and if you find people that you really like to follow, add that subscription because it's easier to find them in your channel if you have the subscription already. You can manipulate videos through the YouTube creator. Remember, you have to be logged into YouTube in order to do that. You can also use Edpuzzle. There are a couple other ones out there. There is a Zaption one. I'm not as thrilled with Zaption as I am with Edpuzzle. I really like the Edpuzzle version of this. The nice thing about Zaption is there is an option that you can do the sidebar. So we'll talk about that one too if you want to. So if you want to add Zaption to that list, we can definitely talk about that as videos. We'll go through that briefly. And then creating your own videos. So you can do that with the YouTube creator. You can also use Photo Story. I'm not going to go through Photo Story because that is in that students technology page that I showed you last week. It is actually on there so that you have it, and then there's all kinds of videos on how you can kind of walk yourself through that. But I really like this. And then we used for, remember the Greek, we used the thing link and the PicMonkey to actually create the collage, and then the thing link to do the collage. So those are the two big ones after you get your artifacts organized. So, and this is going to be fluid. So you may decide, okay, I want this, and I'm not sure about this. So you hold off on that as you get going. But what's going to happen is in this thing link, then what's going to happen is these big items are going to link out to another collage that is going to have tags on it that is going to link the kids to this discovery. And you can tell them that they have to do the discovery on their own too. You don't have to give them every single link. You can say, go find this, this, and this, and determine which resource is the best resource and gives you the most information. And don't be afraid to go to like the IMCs, the World Book, all of those resources that we pay for as Unit 5 that are primary resources. You need to make sure that you use those as well, because it also teaches the kids how to do some really good research when you use those tools that are already available. All right, guys, it's 2:01. So let me stop my sharing of my screen and come back here. So here is what I'm going to have you guys do. I'll put all the stuff that we went over here in the presentation. And then this will be up so you can go through it again if you need to. And then what we will do is you have the rest of the day basically to work and organize. Just put in your 2 hours. Y'all are professionals. I kind of figure you'll do what you need to do to get the material done. And we'll call it there. So if you want to listen to this again, definitely it's going to be up here. You have the link, so you can definitely listen to it at your own time. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great snow day. It's still snowing out there. And I'm going to go check on my nice apple pie I baked today. All right. Bye.